Not Egypt, not Greece, not Rome, but Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia is an exceedingly fertile plain situated between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. For 5 millennia, this small strip of land situated in what is today Iraq, Kuwait, and Syria fostered innovations that would change the world forever. Inhabited for nearly 12,000 years, Mesopotamia's stable climate, rich soil, and steady supply of fresh water made it ideal for agriculture to develop and thrive. About 6,000 years ago, seemingly overnight, some of these agricultural settlements blossomed into some of the world's first cities. In the period between 4000 and 3100 BC, Mesopotamia was dotted with a constellation of competing city-states. At one point, they were unified under the Akkadian Empire and then broke apart, forming the empires of Assyria and Babylon. Despite near constant warfare, innovation and development thrived in ancient Mesopotamia. They built on a monumental scale, from palaces to ziggurats. Mammoth temples served as ritual locations to commune with the gods. They also developed advanced mathematics, including a base 60 system that created a 60-second minute, a 60-minute hour, and a 360-degree circular angle. The Babylonians used their sophisticated system of mathematics to map and study the sky. They divided one Earth year into 12 periods. Each was named after the most prominent constellations in the heavens, a tradition later adopted by the Greeks to create the zodiac. They also divided the week into 7 days, naming each after their 7 gods embodied by the 7 observable planets in the sky. But perhaps the most impactful innovation to come out of Mesopotamia is literacy. What began as simple pictures scrawled onto wet clay to keep track of goods and wealth developed into a sophisticated writing system by the year 3200 BC. This writing system would come to be called cuneiform in modern times and proved so flexible that, over the span of 3,000 years, it would be adapted for over a dozen different major languages and countless uses, including recording the law of the Babylonian king Hammurabi, which formed the basis of a standardized justice system. But Mesopotamia's success became its undoing. Babylon in particular proved too rich a state to resist outside envy. In 539 BC, the Persian king Cyrus conquered Babylon and sealed his control over the entirety of Mesopotamia. For centuries, this area became a territory of foreign empires. Eventually, Mesopotamia would fade, like its kings, into the mist of history, and its cities would sink beneath the sands of Iraq. But its ideas would prevail in literacy, law, math, astronomy, and the gift of civilization itself.
Civilization. From here, dreams sneak and the eyes are fascinated by the splendor of history. The country of Babylon means in the Akkadian language, the gate of God. Babylon is located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, and a great civilization was established in its land between the 2 centuries, 6th BC, 18th BC, near the city of Hilla, currently in Iraq. This period of time was known for its prosperity and greatness. Hammurabi made development of laws that made it more like divine laws. It was a modern organization in all its fields, built temples, and the country under its rule reached the peak of its prosperity. It was followed by 5 powerful kings, bringing the number of the kings of Babylon to 11 kings until the end of the Golden Era, and the ancient civilization of Babylon extended its golden age from 1594 BC to 1894 BC. And its people spoke the Semitic Akkadian language and wrote in cuneiform. In all the civilizations that passed through the world, there was a fingerprint that civilization left on the forehead of history. Among the most important important achievements left by the Babylonian civilization behind it. A gate built with clay bricks, palms, and painted with a blue turquoise porcelain, and painted on a lot of drawings and engravings for different forms of animals, some of which are familiar as lions and bulls, and some of them are legendary as murdog, which combines the body of a dog, lion feet, and a snake tail. The Temple of Babylonian Women, which means the Temple of the Great Lady, where the holy marriage ceremony takes place and contains the holy well in which sins are washed. Built the Lion of Babylon, a statue of solid black basalt stone about 2 meters long, in the form of a lion that betters a human, and this lion has become a national symbol of Iraq. This palace represents a standalone city and the residence of the King of Babylon, and occupies the city center with an area of 52,000 square meters, and includes 200 different rooms of sizes and functions, the most important of which are the throne hall. Nebuchadnezzar says, "I put its solid foundations and built it with bitumen and bricks, tractor bricks, and raised it on the height of the mountain, and I ordered to bring the great rice trees to its ceilings, and put it on its copper doors, and collected silver, gold, and great treasure in it." The city of Babylon was expanded under the rule of Nebuchadnezzar, which was from 562 to 605 BC. The labyrinth of the great city of Babylon. It is called Enemy Laquities, where Old Babylon is one of the most fortified cities, as well as its high and large walls. The city of Babylon was characterized by the presence of labyrinths surrounding King Nebuchadnezzar's palace, dedicated to its protection and to the enemy's illusion that he will arrive at the end of the road to the king's palace. But he finds himself amidst a maze and crowd of walls and twisted roads from which he does not know how. Tower, a high-rise building that surprised the world to complete the series of antique and amazing wonders. Hanging Gardens. It was a palace built by Nebuchadnezzar for his wife Emilis, granddaughter of King Medea. Because of her nostalgia of her original home, she planted the balconies of the palace with plants and flowers similar to those in her homeland, and then left to hang downwards and appeared as if they were hanging in the air, and its beauty reached indescribable limit until it became one of the 7 wonders of the world. Here, King Sargon of the Akkadian, King Namulasar, King Nebuchadnezzar, and King Hammurabi passed. Here is the basis of human civilization.